Hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo está? I hope that all is well with you. This is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele report. This one is for the summer solstice. Today is actually June 18th, Wednesday. We don't have the solstice till the 21st on Sunday, but that is at 0 degrees Cancer. The sun will be moving from Gemini. That's why I picked this trail. It's handmade. Gemini rules the hands, what's right in front of your nose, the city, arts and crafts, like what's right here and now. We got that sun moving through Gemini. Conjunct Mercury. Mercury's coming backwards, retrograde. We got this Sun-Mercury conjunction happening all week. I'll talk about that a little bit. It's enough to drive you nutsy. And we've got the moon. We've got that third quarter moon happening, tomorrow, Thursday. And then we'll be coming into Venus, moving into Gemini. Oh, gotta get the little scroll there. Venus moving into Gemini from Taurus, and mostly like what's going on all week, besides the Sun conjunct Mercury, is that Mars is completing and finishing its third square. Yes, all the way going to oppose Uranus, square Pluto. So I'm going to find a good spot to sit down and tell you all about it amidst this beautiful wild place that is actually in the middle of Cocoa Beach. The ocean is out there, but there's no shade out there, so I'm just going to find a spot here in the shade. Let's see what's going on. All right. Using my phone here now. This is a new camera. Going to see how it works. What I didn't mention now was that the moon is in Pisces and it moves into Aries. And a lot of times astrologers will do a chart, like a birth chart, for the solstice points. So exactly when that sun hits 0 degrees of Cancer, draw up a chart. And if we do that, draw up a chart for that exact moment, you're going to find that the sun is right there at 0 degrees of Cancer, right next to Mercury. Mercury's kind of heading out, 28, 27. But the moon has come out of Pisces into Aries. And so we've got Uranus at 16, moon at 21, nodes at 26, opposite to this Mars over here, right? Squaring Pluto up there. And it's kind of a very interesting dynamic going on. We could say that if you look at that as a birth chart, Moon, Uranus, South Node, all together in Aries. It's like Uranus is liberation and freedom, the South Node of the Moon, and the Moon is the past. And Aries is my old instinctive impulses, desires, wants, my old way of being can shockingly, suddenly, unpredictably get pulled out from under us as a form of liberating us, freeing us from the past. And this is good. This kind of a chart is good for 3 months until the equinox happening there in September. Yeah. So we can see that, this is a time where, the rug's getting pulled out away from us. The past is, it's time to really break out and to break free. But it's very interesting. Break out and break free. Where? What? To the North Node in Libra. And Mars is over there in Libra. And Saturn is up there in Scorpio. So the old way, the old past is self-centered, narcissistic forms of behavior that are all about what I want, who I am, and my freedom, and my space, and I'm first, and forget about you. This is the kind of stuff we want to be leaving behind. Don't forget that the patriarchy has been about exclusive. Yes, exclude that which is different, exclude the others, and get into, you know, this whole capitalistic, United States, it's like, the I, me, my, you know, competitive situations, and be moving towards and into this whole realm where we have Mars in Libra. Now, let's look at this Sun moving into Cancer. This last month of the Sun in Gemini has been gathering information, taking the classes, doing your Google Maps, planning out your trip, planning out your vacation. Gemini is very left brain. It's right here, right now, what's right in front of your face. And the tricky part about this, I would say, is just really that it's, how can we put it? I don't want to say unspiritual. But let's face it, Sagittarius is the meaning of life and the search for the Holy Grail and the philosopher and the guru and everything. It's opposite to Gemini. Gemini is like, give me the iPad, give me the iPhone, Google it. If you got a question, you need something, Google it. It's like right here, right now, very practical. Some could say unspiritual, But this Sun moving through here, is about making these connections. It's about networking, your network marketers, and, it's like get all these people together, get all this information, teaching the classes and advertising. It's very practical. Mercury has to do with commerce and business. And so now it's going retrograde, but it's conjunct the Sun. And, this combust, the combustion, Sun conjunct Mercury, when you see it in a natal chart, yeah? And when you look at it in astrology, it's like it's not necessarily considered a real super positive situation, because you can confuse your thoughts, Mercury, for yourself, the Sun. I have thoughts, but I am not my thoughts. I am my Sun. I'm a nuclear being, right? I'm a ray of light here. I'm not just a bunch of thoughts. But when the two of them are together, yeah, it's like, we can be talking and thinking. It can be very difficult to concentrate. This is just the kind of time here where there's overstimulation in the mental realm. Too much, too fast, it's just a whole lot going on. It's overly mentally stimulating, too much information to digest. So there's a lot of people going through overwhelm. And when we look at this overwhelm, we're going to also have to look at Mars, because Mars came around into Libra, and at Christmas, it opposed Uranus for the first time. Then it went retrograde and came back April 23rd, exactly opposite. And then it went direct a couple weeks ago, and now it's coming back for this third pass. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, create, sustain, destroy. Christmas time, Mars comes in. New impulse, new desire, new need, new want, new relationship, new. Then it goes retrograde. Yeah? January, February, March, April. It's like, all right, boy, I have to make room for this. Time in my schedule. I've got to, change my life. I've got to modify, my behavior if I want this relationship to work. It's like new, and it's like changing and shifting. And we also see that even getting that new impulse, Mars retrograde. I can't always get what I want. I get what I need, says Mickey. So this can also be a time, where that retrograde has been compromise and cooperate and listen, even though we may not want to. and now, boom, Mars is going direct, and it's just time to you either made it or you didn't. Okay? It either you got what you needed, you got that baton, or you got that football, or you got whatever, and it's your turn, and it's time to take off and run, in a new direction, in a new way, but it's overdone. So this is like the completion of a 6-month cycle from December to June. We've got this 6-month period of begin, modify, change, try to make it real, and guess what? You know, done. Window of opportunity closes. So we're all kind of in this place of, you know, is it going to happen? You know, is it going to complete? Is it going to finish? Am I going to get what I want? Is this going to happen? You know, it's really, there's a lot of, you know, oh, I forgot to do this. I got to get that before it's like a deadline. We're dealing with deadlines here. Yeah, Mars opposite Uranus, and it's square Pluto in Capricorn. This can have to do with your job. It's not just all about love and, you know, relationship and intimacy. Especially with Saturn in Capricorn, it's not so much about intimacy. So, you know, a lot of this can have to do with money. You know, that's why Venus has been moving through Taurus. Yeah, and we can be like freaking out, like, where'd the money go? Or what, you know, what happened to the money? I was going to make a bunch of money at this, or I was going to, you know, this was only going to cost so much, and the price tag is higher, or I didn't make as much, or, you know, things can really be coming in to like alter and modify and change these plans with that frickin' Mercury retrograde. You can get some bad surprises these days. Uranus's surprises, Mercury retrograde is like communication going haywire. So it's kind of hair-pulling. It's kind of nutsifying. There's a new word. You're going to have to remember that. It's nutsifying these days. Yeah, baby. So, you know, this week is just like, you know, we can get caught up, you know, in the immediate. You know, and the sun moving into Cancer, you know. The Cancer has to do with my inner child, you know, and maybe it's like freaking out a little bit, you know, in a little bit of a fearful state. And so this is a time, you know, where it's really good to balance that Gemini with the Sagittarius, the here and now with the long range, with natural law. And it's not all up to my brain and my ego and my decisions, or other people's decisions, other people's egos, other things like that. There's a lot bigger forces, angelic, spiritual dynamics at play than we know, than we see, than we hear. This is what's important, is we still have Saturn trine Chiron and Neptune over there in Pisces, which is faith, hope, surrender. Yeah? Surrendering to the bigger plan, to the divine intelligence, instead of trying to do the Gemini thing of figure it all out, and the Cancer thing of protect myself and, you know, hunker down and, you know, build a secure space. No, it's like still trust, still do that North Node, Mars in Libra, put it out there, you know, keep, you know, shaking hands, keep smiling, a smile. When you're smiling, you are welcoming relationship. Yeah? Welcome relationship. And it may not be easy. May be threatening. May be scary. Yeah? You know, the 7th house also is open enemies. It's not just friends and lovers. It's the other. And this is a time to engage and face and meet the other. And it's going to take some oomph. And it's going to take some gambling or risk or letting go of my safety zone, my old way of doing it, and meet people in a new way. So maybe if you've been smiling all your life, it's time to frown. And if you've been frowning all your life, it's time to smile. Whatever. Oh my God. All right. So the mantra for this week, you know, I mean, it is, like I said, it can be a time where we're feeling, you know, it's a little easy to get overwhelmed a little bit, yeah? Sometimes I feel like I want to get off. Yeah. This train before I'm completely lost. Heading into the unknown, I need to surrender to the plan my soul made in the womb of my mother. I think I got some friends coming down the path here. Yeah. All right. Sometimes I feel like I want to get off this train before I'm completely lost. Heading into the unknown, I need to surrender to the plan my soul made in the womb of my mother. Namaste, aloha, so much love.